Haribo gummy bears, the Gold Bears specifically, ranked number one.
Oh, really? It is a very good product.
According to the very popular website Sport.
And it's cool. I've never quoted Sport on this show in my life. There's a first time for everyone.
There is.
Hey, coming up, live from the Wisconsin State Fair, Belinda Byers, the Plant Doctor. Budget-wise and beautiful gardens, you can have both at the same time. The Plant Doctor is scheduled to be with us here live in the studio. That is up next on WTMJ. Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. When I think about Azura, and I've been in their facilities, it is all about compassion and empathy. They specialize in helping those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're the real deal. They take such good care of their patients. I've been in their locations. There are 4 of them in Milwaukee. They're spread out all over the place. They are all over Milwaukee. If I had to put my mom or my dad, and we're all looking at this at some point, into a place, it would be Azura. Because they just are going to treat you like family. I've seen it firsthand. 14 locations in the state, 4 right here, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura. AzuraLiving.com. That's the website. AzuraLiving.com.
Get huge savings this weekend only during Fleet Farm's Truckload Savings Event. Stock up on all your favorites, like 25 pounds of black oil sunflower seed, just $13.99. 40-pound bags of Superior Premium Grade Hardwood Fuel Pellets, 2 for $10. 40 pounds of Diamond Crystal Iron Fighter Water Softener Pellets, only $5.89. Or pick up a Sterilite 18-gallon storage tote, on sale, just $4.99. We have what you need for your everyday life. Fleet Farm.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Downtown is the heart of the city of Milwaukee. It's where people connect and things happen. Hi, I'm Nancy Hernandez, president of the Hispanic Collaborative. Our ongoing efforts to improve and strengthen our Milwaukee's growing Latino community and become a top city for Latinos are boosted by our downtown presence. Plus, our team loves having a pulse on everything happening here. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. We discover the road at Hall Mazda during Mazda's season of discovery.
Okay.
Well, it looks like southbound 43 is still dealing with some big delays coming in from, oh my goodness, well before Good Hope Road all the way down to the Marquette. We had an earlier accident at Fond du Lac Avenue that had some lanes blocked. Those have been cleared, but the delays are still there. So be prepared. We're looking at a good 49 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. On southbound 41, we had some debris in the roadway that was blocking the left lane right about at Appleton Avenue, just south of Appleton. Looks like they got that one cleared away as well, but the delays are there. 21 minutes to get from Highway Q to the zoo. Northbound side's at 17 from the zoo to Highway Q. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
And the forecast for tonight might rain a little bit, partly cloudy, low 70. Going to be muggy. Going to want that air conditioner on tonight. Tomorrow, sunny and comfy. Going to be beautiful tomorrow. A high of 80 degrees.
Right now,
it's beaten down. It's sunny and 92 degrees at the Wisconsin State Fair. I am super excited to have our friend Melinda Byers, the plant doctor, with us live in the studio. I'm always happy when I see you, Melinda. Thank you so much for being out here with us.
Always a pleasure to talk to all of you and see you in person. It was so long during COVID. It's always nice to be in studio together.
So you are here 3 shows
every single day. I'm going to get to that in a second. It's incredible. So you need to check out the plant doctor out here at the We Energies Energy Park stage. But I want to start by asking you, this kind of ties into what you're doing out here. You brought us a beautiful vase full of flowers. It's hard to believe all of these grow in Wisconsin. This is really pretty. What's in here?
So one of the things we want to do is feature new varieties of old favorite plants, because everybody has their favorites, like zinnias. And this is a cactus zinnia, and the petals are kind of curled, and this one actually has 2 layers of flowers. You're right, opposite, it looks kind of like a bee balm. And so even if you like zinnias, they're great for hot, dry weather, but you may be tired of the same old, good disease resistance. The little yellow daisy-like one is Profusion zinnia. And it's nice because it's a single flower, so the butterflies and bees love it even better, and it's got good disease resistance. So if you've had powdery mildew on your zinnias before, this won't get it. The fluffy thing is dragon's breath celosia. Celosia is another good heat and drought-tolerant plant. This one, and I had to pull the leaves off because it was a little small in vase that I should have picked. But it has reddish leaves, so the leaves look pretty all season. And then those fluffy flowers that are great cut, and when you dry them, they maintain that color. And the spiky ones are some blue salvia farinaceae, mealy cup. What an ugly name, right?
Yeah, come on, we can do better than that.
Exactly, but great for cutting. They dry, they kind of look like lavender when they dry, and they're beautiful in the garden and don't need deadheading, none of these.
Oh, I love the non-deadheading, because I have my life deadheading.
I have wavy petunias and lots of them on our deck, and I spend so much time deadheading them, but you have to. Why is it important to deadhead stuff?
You know, a lot of plants, if you remove the older flower, that encourages more blooms. And for a lot of the petunias, white petunias tend to not need to be pinched back like the old-fashioned grandifloras. My mom made me deadhead hers on the south side of the house. I must have been really bad at 1 in the afternoon. So I hated petunias for a long time. But by removing those faded flowers, they look better and they'll keep producing. Some flowers don't need as much deadheading as others. So for those of us, I call it low input, lazy. Those are good choices.
So Linda, at Domestic Household, we had a little bit of an issue because we had a mulch bed or soil bed put in. It's only a few inches thick because it's sort of off the foundation of our house, so it's right by the garage. So there's some, some of the concrete base layer in there, and I just don't think we're getting deep enough roots with the plants that we're putting in. So we've seen salvia come back and then not come back the next year. We did a couple of small arbs, and they're not doing terribly well. I think we need to find something that is okay not getting deep enough because we can only go wide.
Right. And how far away from the garage can you go?
Well, this is only a few inches off of the base wall of the exterior of the garage to where our mulch bed is.
So if you can go further away and then just mulch right up against the wall, that way, just try to keep the weeds down. It gives you room to get in there and do anything you need to do. And then the plants will have probably better soil further away. I have one garden bed near our shop where I can't even down 12 inches. So I like to start with smaller stuff. A lot of the native plants will push through and break through as long as there's soil, even if it's lousy underneath. So I have certain things. I grew some Baptisia that did very well once I got it in the ground. So I start with smaller things and some of the native plants. I have a hydrangea actually, but it's a few feet away, so it has room to grow too. So I don't know if you can put your bigger things a couple feet away, and then they end up spreading, but their roots will be in deeper soil, hopefully a couple feet away from that wall where all the building debris or whatever, the foundation, or there's all that stuff that is.
Random stuff, and then ultimately clay.
Exactly. And then adding soil, you bring up a good point. There's something called vertical mulching. So whether you put topsoil or compost is even better. Take an auger bit on your cordless drill, so spread the compost over the surface, and then dig down like every couple of feet throughout the garden bed. It opens it up, so better aeration pushes some of that compost through, and it starts working that organic matter, starts improving the soil faster, and that will help speed up the process for you. And then always using organic mulches, that works well too, because as they break down, wood chips, shredded bark, leaves, as they break down, they improve the soil, adding organic matter. So I was telling someone this morning they weren't too happy with my answer. It takes 100 years for nature to build an inch of topsoil. I think they love screaming, but we can help speed it up with vertical mulching, organic mulches, things like that.
Melinda Myers, the plant doctor, is with us. So every day you have 3 different cool seminars going on. At 10:45 is Container Gardening, Plants, Combos, and Care. At 1:30, Budget Wise and Beautiful Gardens. And at 4, New look to easy, care plant favorites. I want to focus on and ask you in the 2 minutes we have left about budget-wise and beautiful gardens, because you really can't have it all, can't you?
You can. You just can't have everything you want, okay? So a couple of things I like to talk about. Buy in bulk, buy a flat of plants. And then, you can get 48 plants for $21, $30. Maybe share them with your neighbors. And then save that $6 you saved and buy a couple of cool plants.
Good idea.
To spark things up. Make your own compost. We were talking about composting. Turn that landscape trimmings, kitchen scraps that are plant-based into compost. I talk about worm composting too. Easy, no matter how much room you have. Recycle containers. You'll find tons of ideas, not only at my presentation, but walking through the fair. Jill and her team do an excellent job here. You'll find everything she says 4 inches or deeper makes a container for her.
Oh, my God, that's fantastic. Let me ask you also about the one at 4 o'clock. So that's New Look to Easy, Care Plant Favorites. I love this because I tend to grow the same thing every year. I know what I like, and I know how to take care of it. But you can do that, but also introduce variety, right?
Exactly. So we have a feature garden where we've got 5 different zinnias. So, you see a couple of them here. So let's say you love zinnias, your wife doesn't. Well, maybe change it up a bit and make her happy, or for your own benefit. Salvias. There's some of the Anna salvias that have huge flowers the hummingbirds love. The different celotias. So we wanted to show you plants that are easy. These are all drought tolerant, most of them. Low maintenance. Salvia likes a little more moisture, but easy care plants. And like you said, we all have our favorites, so this is a way to change it up a bit. And then I have some new varieties of vegetables on stage. A sun dipper tomato that looks like a bowling ball, so it's easy to dip and pop in your mouth.
That's fun.
A double vinca, annual vinca the last year's was flamingo. This is orchid. It's very cool. So, have some of those special things, and then you can have some of your regular favorites to make the bunny go further.
I love that idea because we have vinca vine, and I just want like a new kind of vinca vine.
Right. This is an upright type of vinca, so it's not going to vine, but it's an upright one. It takes full sun, a little bit of shade. It's very drought tolerant, so it's done well this year, but it's got cool flowers. Just gives it a different look from the other annual vincas that you may have seen.
So check out the Plant Dr. Melinda Myers. Those seminars are 10:45, 1:30, and 4 each day of the fair. You're going to be busy at We Energies Park stage. So go to We Energies Park. The stage is right there. It's easy and it's free. You get into the fair, you get in to see the Plant Doctor. So good to have you here, Melinda. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you both. Have a great stay at the fair, too.
It is 3:26 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. And today, everything in the red. Third day, the S&P closes lower as rising bond yields pressure stocks. The S&P was actually off 11 points today to close at 45.01. The Dow was off 66 points to close at 32,215. The NASDAQ down 13, just a little bit, to close at 13,959. And the Russell 2000 was also off on the day. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference. Tax planning, estate planning, wealth management planning. It's Annex Wealth Management. A couple of words here for the Hounds and Tap.
It is the place, John, to take your dog if you need help with doggy daycare, doggy boarding, professional grooming services. If you want to just hang out and enjoy a great craft beer while watching a game, you can do that as well, with or without your dog. It is the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. It's the Hounds and Tap in Menomonee Falls, a beautiful facility, brand new, 12,000 square feet inside, sits on 3 acres of land. Here's what else I love about it. Trained dog handlers. Positive reinforcement. It's a redirection behavior facility. They want what's best for your dog. Also, food trucks daily. Check it out. Have a dinner. Enjoy the time at the Hounds and Tap. They love to connect hounds and humans to make every day a play day. And if you text the word dog to our text line, 855-616-1620, text the word dog. We'll send you all the information you need on the Hounds and Tap. Check them out, houndsandtap.com.
It was bound to happen. Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity. You get the picture. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important, the retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. That's AnnexWealth.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Brian D. from my guy, Dr. James Michaels and Oconomowoc Dental Care. Well, it doesn't feel like it, but back to school is right around the corner. The time to go to the dentist is not in September, it's right now. Get those teeth for yourself, your kids, your family, all tuned up and ready to rock for the school year with my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Whether it's a simple cleaning and exam, a more complex dental procedure, a teeth whitening, an implant, Dr. Michaels and the team at Oconomowoc Dental Care will always make you as comfortable as possible while you're in the chair and give both you and your family an amazing smile. At Oconomowoc Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream, it is the reality. Dr. Michaels' fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so don't put it off any longer. Get it done before the end of the summer. Go see my guy, Dr. James Michaels at Oconomowoc Dental Care. Call his friendly and caring staff today and make an appointment with my guy, Dr. Michaels.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door? Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geisdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:31. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley. Wisconsin's afternoon news broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studio at the Wisconsin State Fair.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Yeah, still got some problems that we got to deal with. First of all, we have an accident on Highway 83 southbound right about at 94. Off on the right shoulder, luckily. The freeway itself around that area is okay. We do have big delays still. 43 southbound Brown Deer Road to downtown, a 49-minute ride, 38-minute backup, all because of an earlier accident that happened at Fond du Lac Avenue. They've finally cleared everything away, but those delays are still there. We do also have a broken-down vehicle off on the right shoulder as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a bit comfier, a high of 80. It is currently 88 degrees in Milwaukee at 3:32. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former President Donald Trump currently inside the Barrett-Pretterman Federal Courthouse for his arraignment this afternoon. He's expecting to enter a not guilty plea to a magistrate judge at any moment. ABC legal contributor Royal Oakes on what is expected to be discussed in the brief court appearance.
We are told that he has been fingerprinted, but there will be no mug shot. Of course, he will make the inevitable not guilty plea. The question of a trial date probably won't come up. That's probably something the regular judge will tackle down the road. And change of venue from Washington, D.C., maybe to Virginia. That's something Trump's lawyers want to talk about. It may not be on the agenda today, but it's uppermost in their mind.
This is former President Trump's third indictment and arraignment of 2023. Vice President Kamala Harris on the ground in Wisconsin promoting the Biden administration's investment in broadband internet. Harris speaking at the Sanmina Kenosha facility in Pleasant Prairie.
When we create jobs and opportunity, when we roll up our sleeves and get to work, there is no limit to what we can achieve. For Kenosha, for Wisconsin and for our nation.
$1 billion in federal funding is coming to Wisconsin to expand broadband in the Badger State. She will be in Milwaukee today at a number of campaign events as well. The Wisconsin State Fair is here, and state and city leaders helping kick off the fair earlier this morning.
I'm jazzed to be here once again.
And Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers wasn't the only one excited to kick off the 172nd State Fair.
For the State Fair! How y'all feeling out there?
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley sharing with WTMJ the importance of the Wisconsin State Fair status as an urban fair.
I think it helps us bridge the gap, one, between rural living and urban living, and having the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone living in an urban area to learn more about agriculture.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And staffing changes are coming to UW-Oshkosh. Over 200 layoffs as well as voluntary retirements planned for the university this fall. Steadily declining enrollment as well as COVID-19 contributing to the current $18 million structural deficit. Chancellor Andrew Levitt reassuring the community.
No academic programs will be cut as a result of this.
Currently, 10 of the 13 UW universities are operating at a structural deficit. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:34.
John Mercure here for Sit Means Sit Dog Training. You've got a dog that doesn't quite behave how you want that dog to behave? I can relate. That was my two beautiful Corgi dogs. Fun, active, not always behaving how we wanted them to behave. Sit Means Sit Dog Training changed all of that. At Sit Means Sit, they've got the best trainers. They've got the best techniques. They're going to take great care of you and your dog. Do what we did and start with a free consultation. We went out and we checked them out. They checked us out, made sure it was a good fit, and you know what it was. And I'm a customer, not just a guy that reads these ads. They changed my dogs for the better. Our dogs are more happy, confident, and obedient. It's Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Check them out at sitmeanssitwaukesha.com. That's it. It's sitmeanssitwaukesha.com.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it all when you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing. We're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
At SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 59 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies and Pat McCurdy, Bank 59 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 59 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showing your home to strangers, the months it takes to get to closing. And then what do you do with the 20 years of belongings you've accumulated? There's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation, fair cash offer and close on the day you choose. We buy your home completely as is, no repairs whatsoever. Take the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Welcome to the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin's Afternoon News on location. I'm John Mercure. Greg Matzik is here as well. What a beautiful day. Guess who's on the main stage tonight? It's Alabama.
Yes, sir.
I've always thought that would be a really fun show to see.
Absolutely. Classic country.
Alabama, and I just like the name of this this band. The Bank 59 Amphitheater headliner tonight is Journey Unauthorized.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting there.
They don't like we're singing their songs.
Right.
We don't care. It's Journey Unauthorized. Haven't they had like 5 lead singers themselves?
I love it, man. That's great.
This cover band probably does their music better than they do their music. So it's Journey Unauthorized tonight. The State Fair is rocking. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful night tonight. You ought to come on out, check out some of the new food maybe, check out some of your old favorites. It is all here. It's not too crowded, which kind of surprises me for the first day. It means there's room for you out here, so come on out tonight. So earlier today, I headed over to one of these State Fair staples. It's the Racing Sausages. I think they're Saz's now. Saz's Racing Sausages at Pork Chop Downs. That's the name of the racetrack. And I caught up with the guy in charge, a guy named Ryan.
I honestly don't know. It's people love a pig race. I don't know if it's the comedy or if it's just the fact that we've got pigs running around the track. But they sure love it.
What makes for a fast pig?
One that loves cookies. That's the key. That's what the magic is the cookies.
So they chase the cookie?
Yep, they've got an awful sweet tooth.
Tell me the names of some of these guys at Pork Chop Downs. You got some fun names.
Snoop Hoggy Hog. We got the Notorious P.I.G. We've got, let's see, Tammy Swinette. We got Christina Aguilera, Piggy Minaj, Brittany Spare Ribs.
That group, which is the fastest? I seen Brittany run with no clothes on practically in Vegas.
Yeah, she's pretty quick now. She is. Old Piggy Minaj, she's pretty fast too.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
I got a co-host. His name's Greg.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if we can name a hog after Greg.
Well, we can try to come up with something.
What would be a good name for a hog after Greg?
Greg the Great Boar.
Greg the Great Boar. That's pretty good. And he likes cookies, I know that.
Yeah, we'll put him right in there.
I was thinking maybe like G-Dog.
Yeah.
It'd be G-Hog.
G-Hog.
G-Hog?
Oh, G-Hog.
Where are you from? Where's that accent from?
I'm originally from Sparta, Tennessee.
Wow. You're a long way from home.
Yes, sir.
You do this all summer?
Yeah, about 9 or 10 months a year I'm on the road.
Awesome. Thanks for making people smile.
Oh, thank you, sir.
All right, have a good one.
You too, sir.
G-Hog.
Do we have an official entry, or do I have to go run?
No, I think it's official entry. They were afraid, and you are a runner, so you can actually run, but I don't think you can keep up with these hogs.
I don't think I could either.
They are fast.
They got 4 legs. I only have 2.
Yeah, exactly. It would be an unfair advantage for the hogs. So G-Hog, I'm going to be cheering for G-Hog. I think G-Hog is actually the little black piglet over there.
Oh, cute.
So there you go. Hey, we're joined live in the studio by our friend, Kristen Kershay, TMJ4. What a day, Kristen.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
I am so happy to be here. I'm happy I found my way in from the parking lot.
It's not easy, is it?
It's quite a maze out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you got to know where you're going.
You end up on the racetrack.
Yeah, exactly. And before you know it, there's a little piglet named after you.
Hey, there you go, which is fun. There are a lot of people here.
Yeah, and you're right next door to us right here. You're right across on the other side of Central Park. This park here is amazing just to watch the people. And the people watching,
Yeah.
oh my God, isn't it fun?
And you guys are in the AC in here. You got
It's
a
not
nice
bad.
setup.
Yeah, it's kind of a radio aquarium, we call it.
Okay, all right, I like that.
Or a monkey exhibit. Some people call us
The fish
that.
bowl.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
yeah, I can look in on you. It's hot outside.
I thought so too.
It is hot, and it's humid, which is making it feel hot.
It's
So
over 90, right?
I would have to double check at the airport, but I'm sure it's 90.
And
it feels
inland,
like
we're
90.
a little warmer, maybe,
Yeah,
right?
and I think with all the concrete and all the people and all the cooking that's going on, it probably just elevates the temperature a little more.
What's the warmest week of the year traditionally? Because we always say the week out here feels like the warmest. It's humid, it's hot, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Traditionally, when is actually the hottest week of the year?
It's late June. Generally is
Okay.
the hottest time of year in Milwaukee, and then actually we start to trend a little bit cooler. But beginning of August is still generally quite warm.
And it's
for us here.
juicy, humid out there, too.
It's humid. It's going to stay humid the next couple of days, too. Even though we have a cold front coming tonight, it doesn't look like that's going to cut back on the humidity a whole lot over the next few days. It will be a little cooler, though, if you're coming out to the State Fair Friday or Saturday.
So the humidity starts to pop a little bit, and that's where we see chance for pop-up showers peppering the forecast here, right?
So we do have those in the forecast tonight. I think this evening it's going to be more so north of 94, that better chance, but we're going to have to keep an eye on the radar because as the cold front comes in, those storms are going to start to sink south. So if you've got evening or nighttime plans to be at the fair, there is at least a slight chance for a shower or a thunderstorm.
So we've had instances in the past couple of weeks where things just kind of pop.
Yeah.
Take us inside that dynamic. What leads to that? How do things build and kind of explode on top of us? How does that dynamic work this time of year?
So what we have this time of year is generally heat and moisture, right? So those are two of the ingredients that we need. And then we need a lifting mechanism. So we need a source to get that air really rising and going. And at this time of year, that can be a couple different things. Some days it can be the lake breeze. So that lake breeze creates a boundary, and you can start to see showers or storms popping on that boundary. If you get one shower or thunderstorm, it makes its own outflow. And then from that outflow, you can see new showers or storms starting to pop up. So all you need is just a little lifting mechanism.
Yeah.
And then you can start to get those showers to pop. And they're kind of in random popcorn fashion almost. They kind of pop up anywhere.
If a storm is taller, like it's at 30,000 or 40,000, does that make it more severe, or is there the potential there for more severity?
Yeah. You want to see those tops getting really tall, and then you've got more to work with within the thunderstorm, and you've got a lot more potential, yes, for severe weather.
I think what you're describing happened, this must have been Tuesday night. I was at my daughter's soccer camp, and I was standing, and it was raining on me, and then I walked 30 feet to the right, and my wife was dry.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, hang on a second here. Like, that's exactly what it was. It was out of nowhere.
Yeah, at my house, the same day, Tuesday, it was nice and sunny. I was doing some yard work. I had to go to the store to get something, and it was pouring at the store. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But even on the sky cams on that day, you could see the rain shafts really clearly because there were just these small pockets where it was raining. And so visually, it was pretty interesting.
Meteorologist Kristen Kershane is with us. All right, lead us through the forecast for tonight and the next several days.
Okay, so chance for a couple of thunderstorms as we move through tonight. So especially if you have outdoor plans or if you're at State Fair and one of those storms comes along, make sure that you get to a sturdy shelter. That's an indoor building, not a tent if there is lightning. All right. Overnight low around 70. Friday, it will be a little cooler, high around 80, partly cloudy, still a little bit of humidity. Saturday overall looks nice, but increasing clouds, and we may see a few showers or a thunderstorm by Saturday night. Sunday and Monday, there is a better chance, it's looking like, for a more widespread rain or thunderstorm event. So Sunday into Monday, if you've got outdoor plans, make sure that you're keeping a close eye on the weather.
Meteorologist Kristen Kershane on a busy day for you. Thank you so much for making some time for us.
Thanks, guys.
It is 3:45 at WTMJ.
Did you hear that? It can only mean one thing. The Wisconsin State Fair is back. As you're enjoying the fair, be sure to stop by the Bank 5-9 studio on the heart of the State Fairgrounds to see all of your favorite hosts broadcasting live. It's WTMJ Live at the Wisconsin State Fair, all fair long. See you there.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368. This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickert. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I've played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Legendary global music icon, Diana Ross. The Music Legacy Tour 2023. Diana Ross, celebrating the greatest #1 songs. Live for one night only in Milwaukee. Miller High Life Theater, September 10th. Get tickets Friday, August 4th at 10 a.m. at PapsTheaterGroup.com. Diana Ross, The Music Legacy Tour 2023.
Your first night camping alone. The new tent, fully set up. Your bug spray, barely keeping up. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you bought all those supplies and lost track of your spending, we had you covered. You got this with free overdraft protection transfers from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Delays are kicking in really heavily on southbound 43. From Bender Road, you're basically riding the brakes. It's a parking lot all the way down to about North Avenue. Back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue over the high-rise bridge onto 4394 southbound. Doesn't really let up till you get past Lincoln. Southbound on 41, slowing from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Mayfair Road. Right now, that is going to be a 25-minute ride from Highway Q to the Zoo interchange. We also have this accident on Highway 83 southbound right at I-94. It's not on the main freeway. It's on Highway 83, but something to keep in mind if you're going through that area. If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Rediscover the road at Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Discovery. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, chance for a pop-up storm, mostly cloudy, actually, a low of 70 degrees with a southwest wind. Tomorrow, sunny and comfy, a very nice day to be at the Wisconsin State Fair, a high of 80 degrees. Right now, a little steamy. It's sunny and 92 degrees. John Mercure, Greg Matzik with you from the Wisconsin State Fair. We're in the Guest Services Pavilion. It's on the south end of the grounds. We're kind of across the street from the Expo Center, also across the street here from Central Park. You know, we're not far from the Cream Puff Pavilion, so come on by, say hello if you get a chance. We would love to give you a wave, maybe come out and talk to you. We're giving some free stuff away, too. So come on by and say hello. Big weekend for Wisconsin's Joe Thomas, Brookfield native, former Badger, Hall of Fame career literally with the Cleveland Browns. And, Greg, he gets enshrined this weekend.
Yeah, Pro Football Hall of Fame class for 2023 inducted, and he's not the only Thomas. Zach Thomas, a former linebacker from the Dolphins, will also be enshrined. DeMarcus Ware, you might remember him from the Cowboys, terrorizing the Packers. Darrelle Revis, Rondé Barber. It's a great class. Joe Thomas, if you remember the day he was drafted, it is a very understated draft day for Joe Thomas. Instead of being flown to New York and being in the green room and walking across stage to see the commissioner, he was out fishing with his dad. Right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to go fishing. So he's always lived this understated sort of humble life and had just a brilliant career playing for a Browns team that was really never that great, unfortunately. But Joe Thomas is going in. He'll be enshrined this weekend, and he joined us on the program last week, John. It was fun to talk to Joe about this incredible honor.
It gives me just such great pride to be able to represent all the people that were part of my life growing up, part of my athletic career in Brookfield, all the way going to the Wisconsin Badgers and then out to the Cleveland Browns. And I know there's going to be a lot of people traveling out to Canton, cheer me on to be able to celebrate the day with me. And so excited, so proud, just to be able to represent those people the right way, hopefully.
And his family is going to be doing the induction ceremony speech. They're going to be the ones on stage introducing
including
Dad.
his kids?
That's amazing, yeah.
That's really
cool
good stuff. All right, so it got us to thinking about who have you seen before they were a pro athlete or before they were really, really accomplished? And you saw Joe Thomas in high school, right?
I did.
You weren't the same age, but you went to the same high school.
Yeah, he's both Brookfield Central alum, and he was everything. When I came back to watch a football game, I saw this guy who was playing offensive line. I saw this guy who was playing defense. I saw him catch a pass as like a tight end, tackle eligible, and then I saw him punt. I'm like, come on, like who is? And he just looked like an absolute monster on the field compared to everybody else. So I didn't know what he would become. He was also a state champion shot putter and a very gifted basketball player. I didn't know that he was one of the best athletes I'd ever seen at the time. And now you put his career into perspective, and he is very high on that list for me.
He punted.
He did everything.
That's insane.
He punted.
I mean, clearly the best athlete on a program that has a very good team every single year.
Very strong team at that time, too. Yes, very. They had a couple
That's
folks
remarkable.
who played for the Badgers.
Yeah. All right, so this guy never played pro, but I'll never forget when J.P. Tokoto was going to high school in Menomonee Falls, and he ended up not having the career that many hoped he would have, but he was a big-time college recruit. And I remember guys like Roy Williams from North Carolina was there. Mike Krzyzewski came to the gym. One night, it was Roy Williams, Bill Self, and Tom Izzo were all in the Menomonee Falls gym, sitting on folding chairs in the corner with notepads, watching J.P. Tokoto basically run up and down the court and dunk it and swat shots into the first row of the stands. And to have a small school where you have that kind of attention, and the stands were packed, and the Falls had a good team that year, and to watch that, and then unfortunately he went to school and never grew, never got better, never grew his game is what I meant to say. But to see those guys in a small school gym was something I'll never forget.
There were a couple instances like that as well. So when I was in high school, we started in the Braveland Conference and then switched to the Woodland. So that introduced Wauwatosa schools to our area. So Brookfield, Wauwatosa, Greendale, Greenfield, we were all kind of lumped into the same conference, South Milwaukee, Cudahy, and so on. And I went back after, I was in college, but I went back to see a high school game. And Devin Harris was playing for Wauwatosa East. And he ended up being an all-star in the NBA, had a great career, was a lottery pick after his time in Wisconsin by the Dallas Mavericks. And I remember watching him thinking that guy is just at a way different speed than everybody on the floor. And he was like that in college, too, at the Big Ten level, even as a freshman. Like, he just had a different gear. He was among the best players I've ever seen.
So do you remember seeing coaches in the gym?
Yeah, because Tosa East always had a good team, so you'd get to that sectional, regional competition, and the stakes would be elevated. And AAU was certainly a thing at that point, but it also meant something to play for your high school team. I give Patrick Baldwin Jr. all the credit in the world playing for Sussex Hamilton. He didn't have to, but he did, and those gyms were always packed as well before he ended up at UW Milwaukee, now in the NBA. But yes, right, that was the buzz. You'd look around, and you'd always see Bo Ryan or some of his staff. Greg Gard was scouting at that point, too. Yep. So you'd always see people that were interested in watching those kids play.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It's incredible. High school sports are such a special thing in the state of Wisconsin. We continue to broadcast live from the Wisconsin State Fair. We're here till 6 o'clock every day. Wisconsin Now is here beginning at 9. Wagner's here beginning at noon. We're here from 3 to 6. We are on the south end of the grounds. Come on by. Give us a wave. If you're wearing something interesting like a T-shirt that has something fun on it, come on up to the window and show us that T-shirt. We would love to see it. It's Wisconsin's Afternoon News broadcasting from the Wisconsin State Fair. Coming up during the 4 o'clock hour, pretty excited. Our guy Jason Wilde will be with us. We'll ask Wilde the best athlete he ever saw before they were a pro. Jason Wilde will be with us. The Cranberry Growers Association is with us. And Donald Trump is in court today. We'll get the latest from ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes. Before any of that, it's News About Your Money. Business headlines up next.
Food and beverage vendors Knockbox, Toro Tacos and Bowls, and On Rye open at the Associated Bank River Center in downtown Milwaukee. A fourth concept called Vault Bar is expected to open later this month. EQT Exeter acquires 6 properties in southeast Wisconsin totaling 460,000 square feet. 5 of the buildings are in the Lakeview Corporate Park in Pleasant Prairie, and 1 is at the Grandview Business Park in Sturtevant. And Hibbett plans to open a sporting goods store on Milwaukee's south side. The location is expected to open this year before the holidays. I'm Sari Lesk with Milwaukee BusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenix Arthritis Clinics are in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and there have been thousands of patients that have received our pain relief treatment with zero out-of-pocket expense. Our FDA-approved treatments we'll use to remedy your pain are precisely guided to its root, to provide inflammation and cushioning relief to alleviate pain. What ends up happening is you begin on a pain maintenance plan, and how committed you want to be to alleviating your pain is up to you. But at the least, you can see us semi-annually to annually to, in many cases, significantly reduce pain in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to Rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Wisconsin summers are hard on your home's exterior. So don't just go painting again when you can paint it just once with permanent coating experts and my friends at Home Shield Coating. Home Shield Coating comes with a 30-year transferable warranty and can be made in any color. Home Shield Coating is ideal for cedar siding, hardy board, and aluminum siding. Call 414-323-1958 or visit HomeshieldCoating.com. The first 5 callers will receive 20% off. Call today. They book fast. That's 414-323-1958.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned. Doubled. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
For your new roof, we'll give you the hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty in the industry. You can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Wisconsin State Fair is here. Whether you're there for the pig races, giant slide, or food on a stick, stop by the Bank 59 studios on the grounds of the State Fair as we broadcast live. This is your Wisconsin State Fair headquarters. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, the plea is in for the former president.
I'm Greg Matzig. The vice president visits Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Southbound on 43 remains a very heavy ride. 34 minutes, Brown Deer Road to downtown, 23-minute backup. The delays coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down into the Marquette interchange. Northbound side, 15 to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. Your usual delays out of the Marquette up past Keefe. Northbound on 41, slowing from the Zoo interchange up past Swan Boulevard. Southbound's heavy from Apple to actually Good Hope Road all the way down to Mayfair Road. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, a pop-up shower is possible. Partly cloudy skies, low 70. Tomorrow, sunny and comfy, a high of 80. Right now in Milwaukee, it's kind of steamy out there. Sunny and 92 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, inside the federal courthouse in Washington, former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty today in his third criminal indictment. ABC's Steve Roberts examines how this case differs from his 2 previous in Florida and New York.
This case is very different from the other 2 indictments. For one thing, this involves actions that he took while he was president. The other 2 cases, one before he was president, one after he was president. This involves actual charges relating to his conduct in those 2 months after the election and before he left office in January. So that's a historic dimension that the other 2 cases don't reflect.
Trump indicted in this case by Special Prosecutor Jack Smith.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Wisconsin this afternoon, promoting the Biden administration's investment in broadband internet at the San Mina Kenosha facility in Pleasant Prairie.
The press conference has just concluded after Vice President Kamala Harris's comments. She says Nokia will be creating 200 new jobs in Wisconsin. On a broad note, she says the Biden administration has created more jobs in 2 years than any administration has done in 4 years. Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Harris will travel to Milwaukee later this afternoon for a couple of campaign events.
The Wisconsin State Fair is off and running.
As the 172nd Wisconsin State Fair kicks off, all the key state figures taking time to recognize the importance of the event, including Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers.
172 years, this celebration has served as a showcase for Wisconsin's proud agricultural tradition and as a reflection of the many industries and professions and pastimes that make Wisconsin what it is today.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And day 1 of the fair bringing all sorts of sights and sounds.
Day 1 of the Wisconsin State Fair bringing in people from far and wide.
Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm from Greenville, Wisconsin.
We're from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm from Port Washington, Wisconsin.
I'm from Lakeville, Illinois.
And it's a wide variety of things people are excited for.
My favorite is the Expo Center.
The Pharaoh, the big boat.
I mean, the cream puff, I already had one.
The Sky Glider with my kids. We're about to do that now. They love doing it every year.
Most excited for the cows.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Brewers are back in town, starting a 4-game set against the Pirates. Coverage begins right here on WTMJ at 5:40. We talk Packers with ESPN Milwaukee's Jason Wilde coming up in about 5 minutes.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News time is 4:03.
News is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
The technology frustrations we hear about, hands down, ease of use.
We take that complexity out of it and keep it down to the bare minimum of what they need and what they use.
Our goal is to lend a level of simplicity that any knowledge level can walk into that room and at a glance know exactly how to turn that room on and utilize all of its features.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 59 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies and Pat McCurdy, Bank 59 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 59 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
Get huge savings this weekend only during Fleet Farm's Truckload Savings Event. Stock up on all your favorites, like 25 pounds of black oil sunflower seed, just $13.99. 40-pound bags of Superior Premium Grade Hardwood Fuel Pellets, 2 for $10. 40 pounds of Diamond Crystal Iron Fighter Water Softener Pellets, only $5.89. Or pick up a Sterilite 18-gallon storage tote, on sale just $4.99. We have what you need for your everyday life. Fleet Farm.
Hey, start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Fox and Hounds was recently voted the best supper club in the area. The best. It opened in 1933, and it's been serving world-class dinners for about 90 years in their beautiful rustic timber building. Order your favorite steak, like the tenderloin Oscar. Order salmon, pasta, big fresh salad, even the surf and turf, and your second dinner is always free. Desserts and ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. I sometimes get a dessert and an ice cream drink. Add a Manhattan, an old-fashioned, or choose from over 100 wines, plus a great selection of beers to accent your dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the historic Holy Hill Shrine. The summer drive is spectacular. You got to check it out. Weekends might be too busy, so enjoy a free, quiet dinner tonight. And that Friday cod fish fry, all you can eat, $15.99. I love that fish fry. And an amazing beer garden. Reserve your table, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
The Wisconsin State Fair is here. Whether you're there for the pig races, giant slide, or food on a stick, stop by the Bank 59 studios on the grounds of the State Fair as we broadcast live. This is your Wisconsin State Fair headquarters. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
John Mercure, Greg Matzek with you from the Wisconsin State Fair. It's opening day. It is Thursday at the Wisconsin State Fair. So glad that you're with us. A beautiful day at the fair. Come on out. Put it on your list. Book it. Jason Wilde is with us. ESPN Milwaukee's Jason Wilde. Wilde and Tausch, 9 a.m. to noon. Going to get you everything you need in the sports world every single day. I check it out whenever I can. Wilde, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Happy to do it, fellas. How are you?
Excellent. So I wake up this morning, and I'm rubbing the sleep out of my eyes. And, I'm trolling Twitter because that's what we all do. And, I'm trying to just wake up and get my bearings. And I see Wilde on there with like a 5,000-page tweet talking about, in Hinduism, Leela. Wilde, what prompted that? What's going on?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Was I hacked?
Oh, maybe you were.
No.
Let me see here.
Let me check my tweets. No, first of all, I barely use Twitter anymore. I'm a big Threads guy. I'm up to like 140 followers over there.
I figured this out.
But yeah, that's not me. That's not me.
I figured it out.
I'm not Hindu.
Like I told you, I was half asleep. I figured it out. There's another Jason Wilde who's a hypnotherapist.
Oh.
So I log onto my Twitter and I see Jason Wilde, the hypnotherapist, as I'm wiping the sleep out of my eyes, talking about Hinduism. I feel better because I felt like I needed to ask you, but I really don't want to talk about Hinduism.
Okay. Sounds like something Aaron Rodgers might be interested in, though.
It might, and it does refer to like the supreme being and following leadership, and so I thought maybe there's something there, but apparently there's not.
No.
All right, good. Okay, I feel better.
This is good. I learned something new about Twitter. You scared me though, because I barely use it now. I haven't tweeted in a while. I don't pay attention to it nearly as much as I did. I was worried that maybe I'd been hacked. So thanks.
Did you know there's another Jason Wilde on there?
Well, there's several of them. But I don't think it's the one who didn't pay his MG&E bill or his cable bill in Madison right after I got out of UW, and the collectors were calling me thinking I was him. That was not fun.
Yeah, not that guy.
Well, we are posted up at the Wisconsin State Fair, Jason, and I'm trying to equate whatever the best food at the fair is to Packers position group. So the Sporky Award winner was the lava cake. This is like a Milwaukee pretzel bun, and it's filled with beer cheese. It won the annual Sporky Award, so it's been billed as the top new food at the fair. I'm trying to figure out how that equates to a Packers position group. So if you're looking at all of the position groups on both sides of the ball, what is the cream of the crop? What is the best of the best with regard to position groups in Green Bay?
Oh, it's got to be corner. And by the way, this underscores how, whether they have 51 practices open to the public or 13, how I am like one track mind guy. I didn't even realize the fair had opened. I promised the girls that I was going to take them this year. We love the state fair. I'm not a huge cream puff guy. I may be a cream puff, but I don't like cream puffs. And I didn't even realize that it started. So I'm glad you guys are here to let me know that. I would say the corners are the best group. I would say the running backs are probably second. Those are really the only spots where there's proven commodities. You want to say the offensive line, but if you're being honest, you have to say just the left side where David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins are, because the other three spots are up for grabs. So welcome to the 2023 Packers, where you're taking a lot of chances with the food selections you make at the fair, and you're taking a lot of chances with a bunch of different positions as well.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Hey, Wilde, so we were talking the last segment about Joe Thomas going into the Hall of Fame, and Matzik saw him play in high school. Anybody in Southeast Wisconsin knew that he was a beast. And we were talking about the best athletes we saw when they were in high school or very, very young college players before they were really, really big time. Who's the best athlete you ever saw before they really had made it big? Like, you knew they were special, but can you think of a high school guy or somebody really young you saw before they just ended up exploding?
Yeah, well, there's a couple, because I spent a good chunk of my career, even once I started covering the Packers for the State Journal, of still covering high school sports. I love high school sports. I can't wait till the girls are playing them. I will say this first about Joe Thomas, who's become a great friend and it's just such a peach of a human being. He was so good of an athlete that not only did he win, and Greg, you probably remember this better than I do, but he won like state titles in the throws and the track meets. And Dick Bennett actually talked to him, or I guess would have been Bo Ryan by then, talked to him about the idea of maybe playing a little basketball too. Big, huge rebounder guy. And remember, he tore his ACL playing defense in a bowl game. That's how versatile he was. The two guys that I would say are basketball players from the Madison area, Madison schools. I saw Reese Gaines play in high school, and he turned out to be a good college player, didn't have the NBA career that I think he would have hoped to have had. But the guy that I just had a flashback to when Sydney and I went to a Bucks game late in the season was Wesley Matthews, who I covered as a high school player, and then I saw him as an NBA player in like year 15 of his NBA career. So that was a bit of a blow to remind me just how old I really am.
I get it.
I love that, though. It's such a great list, right? There's so many to be proud of. John brought up J.P. Tokido, who started Menominee Falls and went on to North Carolina. Didn't do much after that, but he played at North Carolina. Patrick Baldwin Jr. Was a guy we watched in high school. And Joe is just among the best and a great guy as well. That you certainly know. There is football tonight, Jason, as the Jets take the field. No, we don't expect Aaron Rodgers to play. Does this do anything for you, just the fact that there's a football game on television tonight?
Absolutely. I know people don't believe me when I say this, but I love preseason football. I love seeing these guys that are scratching and clawing to keep the dream alive. I have so much respect for those guys that are just trying to find their way and beat the odds to have success. I did reach out to the quarterback to find out. I said, hey, you're playing into the third quarter tonight, right? I don't think he's playing into the third quarter. I do believe, based on his response, we might see him on TV during the third quarter. And I'm sure we'll be seeing him on Hard Knocks come Tuesday. But I don't think we will get to see him play. But again, the preseason has changed so much since I started. My first preseason, because I started midway through the 96 season on the beat. In 97, the Packers played 5 preseason games. I think one was in Toronto. And they played their starters into the third quarter of that third preseason game. We always had so much to work off of based on what happened in that game. And I keep telling people, do not get your hopes up for seeing a lot of Jordan Love in Green Bay in their 3 preseason games. I think they are going to curtail his playing time significantly. So I doubt Rodgers plays a snap for the Jets tonight or in any of their games, but that is not just exclusive to future Hall of Famers. I think most teams are going to be extra careful with their quarterbacks. It's just how it is these days.
Hey, Jason, we're up against the clock, but we got about a minute. Give us a little news. Give us a little juice. What else did you hear from the QB that we'd find most interesting?
Well, I like to first of all, nothing that would be earth-shattering. I will say this about something that happened at practice, though, since you guys have managed to forget to ask for a grade, which is awesome, makes me so happy. The offense finally won after a week plus of practices where they have their competitions and the losing group has to do the up-downs or the push-ups. The offense finally won today. The number 1 offense got to the 20-yard line but did not score in 2 minutes, but the number 2 offense scored a touchdown, so they got the nod. It was a little bit controversial. Rasul Douglas was doing a lot of trash talking, backed it up for the most part, but it was the most intense practice we've had of camp so far. It'll be interesting to see how family night plays out on Saturday night.
Good stuff. Sounds like Jordan Love got an A today.
Tony's writing it down.
We do have
a full list, by the way.
Check out Jason Wilde.
You and DeMomsky have different grades.
It's Wilde and Tausch. Jason, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
It's 4:16 at WTMJ. John Mercure here for Town Bank. How often do you check your savings account and wonder if you're actually saving at all? At Town Bank, they view banking differently. They want to see you grow your savings account by providing the best CD rates. It's time to stop banking the same way and time to start earning more. Your finances are a really big deal to you, and Town Bank understands that. So make sure your bank knows what you know. Town Bank is part of the Wintrust family of community banks, and they offer the latest and greatest CD rate. Call them today to ensure you get the best rate. Town Bank also knows when you're working toward a financial goal that every little bit counts. When you open a Total Access checking account, you get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus just for signing up. To learn more, visit townbank.us or stop by your local Town Bank branch today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, we offer full-service, comprehensive wealth management services through our in-house team of wealth managers, accountants, and attorneys to integrate all aspects of your financial life. Get all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
Hello, Milwaukee. Get ready to turn up the flavor because Rock and Brews Restaurant at Potawatomi Casino Hotel is officially open for business. From the brilliant minds of iconic musical duo Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons of legendary band Kiss, Rock and Brews offers awesome food, drinks, and music, all in one dynamic atmosphere. So, rock and roll over to Potawatomi for an amped-up restaurant experience. Rock, eat, repeat. For more details, visit paysbig.com.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 13th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in-store. Redeemable just like cash August 17th through the 27th. Right now, get $3 off large bags of Iams dog food. Select flea and tick treatments like Canine Advantix 2 for dogs and Advantage 2 for cats or dogs, $10 off. And save $15 on Seresto flea and tick collars. Start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later, just like cash, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, looking at slowdowns along southbound 43 from Silver Spring all the way down to about North Avenue. Then you're back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue and over the high-rise bridge down to about the KK River. That's where it starts to let up a bit. We do have 41 southbound slowing down from Appleton Avenue all the way down through the Mayfair Road area. That's going to take you about 26 minutes to get from Highway Q to the zoo. Delays continue on to the bypass, Greenfield Avenue all the way down and around the Hale. All the way past Forest Home is where you're seeing that start to let up. Help your fellow commuters report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda during Mazda's Season of Discovery. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, a low 70 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 80. Right now, it is sunny and 93 degrees at the Wisconsin State Fair. So some really good news if you're a biker or a pedestrian or somebody cares about safety in downtown Milwaukee. Alderman Jonathan Brostoff today announcing the installation of protected bike lanes beginning in the 3rd Aldermanic District, and this is really good news. The Alderman is with us this afternoon. Alderman Brostoff, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, we've spent so much time talking about when tragedy happens. You know, somebody gets run down, somebody gets banged into. And this is really doing something about the problems we've seen over and over again in the Prospect Avenue area and other parts of our city. How did you get this done so fast?
Well, it probably was a combination of spending, 8 years getting my teeth knocked in the state legislature and then coming to municipal government where it's not partisan and kind of like working out with your weights off. And then also just having a mayor and administration and a Department of Public Works that's been so helpful to work with. But, yeah, we've been pushing it really hard at every angle. And when I first ran, I said biking and pedestrian safety was one of my top priorities. And so this is one of the, many projects we've been able to get done in the about 8 months I've been here.
So it's a project that certainly affects bikers in a positive way, but it also affects drivers, Alderman. So how is this going to look? Because in some respects, if a bike lane is a bike lane, it might just be a suggestion for a driver if there's no way to sort of detract a car from going into that area. Are there safety mechanisms built in place here?
Yeah, that's exactly it. We're kind of using the built environment and, changing the road up a little bit in a way that, creates more intentional driving. So, hopefully people be off their phones a little bit more and, paying more attention to their surroundings while they're driving. It'll decrease the severity and frequency of accidents. And basically what we're doing is you might notice in some of the downtown streets, you'll see the same sort of parking protected bike lanes where instead of parking right to the curb, you move the cars out a little bit They still have this, same access to the street, but it also provides a buffer for the biker, and it also delineates it better than just having the painted lane where oftentimes you'll see the quote-unquote Milwaukee slide, and, people unfortunately are still getting hit. So we're changing it up and using the built environment to create a safer road for everyone involved, including pedestrians.
So this is on, starts with East North Avenue between the east end of the bridge over the Milwaukee River and North Prospect. And then also bike lanes will be installed on North Prospect between East North and North Maryland. So this is east side. Do you see this project potentially expanding?
Absolutely. This is the beginning, and it's like I said, we're pushing on a lot of beneficial measures for the area, but this is just one step in that direction. It's the most immediate, but we're going to see continued improvements for the next year or so on that spur of East North Avenue, which historically has been one of the most top 10 most statistically dangerous areas for drivers, bikers, and pedestrians in the city. But by making these changes, once other neighborhoods see that they can actually make these safety improvements and have safer streets, the hope is that we can continue to expand it elsewhere and just make the city safer overall and make for a better experience for everyone involved.
Alderman, will the dedicated lanes for bikes be solely for bikes, or will e-bikes, Lime scooters, things along that line be allowed?
Those will be allowed as well. As far as the scooters, we haven't fully realized the contract with them. We're still in the pilot phase. We're in the final year of our pilot with them. And if we do go forward with a permanent contract with some of those providers, that'll likely be in there. But I think it's most likely that activity will be allowed as well, because they're going about the same speed. They top out at 15 miles per hour. But and e-bikes as well, which is already allowed, such as Bubbler.
Alderman, I wanted to switch gears and ask you a question about the sales tax. You voted in favor of the 2% sales tax for the city of Milwaukee. A two-part question. Was it an easy vote? And at the end of the day, why did you decide to vote in favor of it?
It was the easiest vote of my life. It was the best vote I'll ever take. We saved the city. The city would not at all be able to take a $200 million hit to services and just the amounts of layoffs, the closing. Even if we close out libraries, that's only about $22 million right there. That's only about 10% of the problem. So yeah, easiest vote of my life. We saved the city. I'm proud of it, and the fact that we can continue to serve the people of Milwaukee and continue to provide important services like garbage collection, fire protection, etc., is something I take very seriously. And everyone I've talked to, all my constituents who raised questions about it, when I kind of talked it through and we discussed what the alternatives were, I pretty much got consensus that that's where we were at and needed to be.
So your colleagues in the legislature, your former colleagues, put a lot of strings attached to this. Was that part frustrating?
Very, yeah. That was that was pretty painful. But I'm out of the legislature now, so the only vote I had as an alderperson in Milwaukee was either yes or no for bringing in that $200 million in additional revenue. I will say, though, that one of the additional benefits of it is, as opposed to what Milwaukeeans are used to and in Wisconsin in general, this over-reliance on property tax, the sales tax is a little bit different. One, in that about 35% is estimated to come in from people who are outside the city, but two is that it provides an internal mechanism for growth. In other words, as opposed to property taxes, if the city is doing better, if we're getting more people in, if we have more festivals and there's more stuff happening, it can actually bring in more money, and we can do better. So it does actually incentivize growth and the healthiness of the city, more density, more activity, more festivals. So, I think in some ways, yes, it doesn't take income into account, and therefore is by definition, it's not one of the best ways I think we could raise revenue, but it is one way that gives us more options moving forward and can help with the long-term viability of the city.
Milwaukee Alderman Jonathan Brostoff, I appreciate you being with us. Thank you, Alderman.
Yes, sir, anytime, and I hope to see you on East North Avenue sometime soon. We'll take a bike ride together. Oh, that sounds good. We'd like that. It is 4:27 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red. The Dow down 66 points today. The S&P 500 down 11. NASDAQ down 13 points on the day. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference.
All right, everyone. Merle the Squirrel is breaking down what you need to know about Capital's duct cleaning service. Take it away, Merle. What did he say? That's key, Merle. That is key. Okay, Merle's dropping truth bombs today. Any questions?
We can't understand him, boss.
You didn't hear him just say how important it is to hire Capital because we clean your ducts with our high-powered trucks and not glorified shop vacs? No.
Nope.
Or how, if you hadn't had a duct cleaning in 5 years, it's time to stop breathing all those particulates into your lungs?
That's all true, but it sounded like he said me.
Yeah, don't make fun of the way Merle talks, guys.
Jason, may I suggest he talks just fine, but not in English.
What? I think your English is great, Merle. Look, here's the point. Nobody cleans your ducts like Capital. Right, and you deserve to breathe clean, healthy air in your home.
Absolutely. Helps with your allergies, removes bacteria.
Now you're just repeating what Merle said.
Schedule your Capital duct cleaning today online at callcapitalcares.com.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature brought to you by the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Heart failure or congestive heart failure develops when the heart is not pumping as well as it should and can no longer meet the body's needs. It is a serious condition. However, treatment options are available. Here to tell us more is Dr. Nunzio Gaianello, an advanced heart failure and transplant cardiologist with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Doctor, first of all, thanks for being with us. What are some of the symptoms of heart failure?
So easy symptoms to look into are shortness of breath when you're exerting yourself. Swelling in the legs is another common symptom, and waking up short of breath at night, sort of gasping for air, might be signs that the pressures in your heart are elevated.
Doctor, what are the risk factors for heart failure?
So there's multiple risk factors for heart failure. Aging, unfortunately, is just one of them. 20% of the population over age 80 years old will get heart failure. The other common causes of heart failure are coronary artery disease or blockages in the arteries of your heart. Other things can be diabetes. Some patients are predisposed and can have a genetic predisposition to having heart failure. And then there's also valvular diseases and problems with valves that can ultimately lead to heart failure as well.
Doctor, for somebody who presents with heart failure, can we talk about the treatment progression that a typical patient might go through?
Absolutely. Initially, all patients would come to a clinic for an assessment. We would make sure that they're on the appropriate medications, and normally there's 4 disease-modifying drugs out there that improve survival and quality of life for patients with heart failure. What we can do is do an implantable device where we can do remote monitoring of patients. Some patients, unfortunately, progress in their disease process, and the medications may not make them feel better, and they may potentially get worse or progress in their disease process. In that case, start an evaluation for what we call advanced therapies or surgical interventions for heart failure.
Doctor, thanks so much for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com/heart.
Delicious Copper River sockeye salmon is only available certain times of the year, but it's available all this week at Sendix for just $14.99 per pound. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore Pooley. Wisconsin's afternoon news is broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We are looking at a bit of a slow ride along southbound 43, really kind of hitting the brakes from before Silver Spring all the way down into the Marquette interchange. As a matter of fact, it's going to be heavy all the way through the Marquette onto 4394 southbound. Does not really let up until you get past the KK River. Westbound 94 slowing through the Marquette interchange all the way out to Mitchell Boulevard. Also on southbound 41 slowing way down from Highway 145 or Good Hope Road all the way down to about Mayfair Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a bit comfier, a high of 80. Right now, it is 89 degrees in Milwaukee at 4:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former President Trump has pleaded not guilty to 4 federal counts of trying to overturn the 2020 election. ABC's Aaron Katersky is outside the courthouse in the nation's capital.
Uttering the words while standing before the federal magistrate who heard the plea, and former President Trump is used to have people standing before him, but he had to do it, face the judge, and enter the not guilty plea to each of the 4 counts after the judge had read them aloud and after she had told the former president the potential penalties if convicted, a total of 55 years. It's unlikely the former president would serve anything close to that, if any time at all, if convicted of these counts.
This is his third indictment so far this year, from the former president to the current vice president. Kamala Harris on the ground in Wisconsin promoting the Biden administration's investment in broadband internet. Harris speaking at the San Mina Kenosha facility in Pleasant Prairie.
Here in Wisconsin, we have created 140,000 new jobs, including many good-paying union jobs.
$1 billion in federal funding also coming to Wisconsin to expand broadband in the Badger State. Kamala Harris will be in Milwaukee later today for a couple of campaign events. The kayaker who went missing on the Maubin Lake about 3 days ago has died. According to a statement from the Western Lakes Fire District, crews found his body after search efforts resumed Thursday. He's described as a man in his 50s. His name is not being released at this time. 2 children who were with him on the kayak when it capsized were able to hold on and be rescued safely. They were wearing life jackets. He was not. The Wisconsin State Fair is here. State and city leaders helping to kick off the fair earlier today.
I'm jazzed to be here once again.
And Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers wasn't the only one excited to kick off the 172nd State Fair.
The State Fair! How y'all feeling out there?
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley sharing with WTMJ the importance of the Wisconsin State Fair status as an urban fair.
I think it helps us bridge the gap, one, between rural living and urban living, and having the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone living in an urban area to learn more about agriculture.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Staffing changes are coming to UW Oshkosh. Over 200 layoffs as well as voluntary retirements planned for this fall at the university. Steadily declining enrollment as well as COVID-19 contributing to the current $18 million structural deficit. In new lawsuits filed by former Northwestern University football players, Green Bay Packers CEO and President Mark Murphy has been named as a defendant. Murphy previously served as athletic director at Northwestern from 2003 to 2007. Those former players who filed the lawsuits were at the school from 2004 to 2008, according to a press release. These are the first lawsuits to name Murphy as a defendant. And UW-Madison is bringing beer to Badger basketball. The university will now serve beer, wine, and prepackaged alcoholic beverages at the Kohl Center and LeBron Arena. These will also be offered at concerts and hockey games starting this fall. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, Citing Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 4:34.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics are in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and there have been thousands of patients that have received our pain relief treatment with zero out-of-pocket expense. Our FDA-approved treatments we'll use to remedy your pain are precisely guided to its root, to provide inflammation and cushioning relief to alleviate pain. What ends up happening is you begin on a pain maintenance plan, and how committed you want to be to alleviating your pain is up to you. But at the least, you can see us semi-annually to annually to, in many cases, significantly reduce pain in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies, and Pat McCurdy, Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
The golden days of summer are here. More Brewers games, sun-drenched days of tailgating, and exhilarating summer nights are waiting for you at American Family Field. Embrace it all with your crew while Brewers baseball season reaches its peak, because the best days of the year won't be here forever. Make the most of it and plan your game day at Brewers.com today.
A strong retirement plan should go beyond investments and savings. Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal, founder of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. We know that you have sacrificed to build the life for the ones you love. Now let us help you prepare to get the most out of your lifetime of hard work for both you and your family. For over 35 years, our team of nationally recognized fiduciary advisors have helped clients manage and preserve their wealth. Our focus on retirement gives you the experience you need to preserve your principal, grow your retirement income, and pass it on to your heirs or donate to the causes you care about most. When you have $750,000 or more in retirement assets, you know that every decision matters in your path to retirement. Now is the time to make one more smart decision. Call Kowal Investment Group today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040. Or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
One of the best parts about the Wisconsin State Fair is meeting all the really cool producers and talking to people who do really awesome stuff in our state. And we have a huge cranberry industry in the state of Wisconsin. And we are joined by Jenna Van Wyk, and her family is cranberry farmers. Is that the right term, Jenna? Or cranberry, they're farmers, right?
Farmers or growers, yes, you betcha.
And you're with the cranberry, what's the name of the board?
So I do sit on the board of the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association.
Let's get right to it. You guys are in the Wisconsin Products Pavilion. I always make sure I pick up some stuff, not only to eat during the fair, but I take and give it as little gifts when we travel for, Wisconsin stuff like the dried cranberries. But you brought some awesome stuff. I want to start with tried and true, because you brought one of these cranberry cookies, which is one of my favorite things at the fair. Tell me about the cookie.
Yes, a chocolate chunk cranberry cookie made by Melody Cookies, a favorite.
That's so
good. They're here year after year, and they're fresh baked for today.
You'll notice that mine is gone, and it's about the size of a wagon wheel. Like, as soon as we went to greet you, like I said, ooh, hang on a second now, and I put my cookie in half, and, well, now the whole thing is gone. That's delicious.
That happens.
It's good because it's sweet and tart at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of cranberries, John, isn't it?
Oh, I know. My favorite drink, my go-to cocktail is Tito and cranberry. For
Not
sure.
wrong.
Like all day long.
We love that. We love that. That's one way to have the health benefits of cranberries.
That's the best way to have the health benefits of cranberry. Tell us about the other treat that you brought in, which people can get here at the State Fair.
So this year's featured food product is a cranberry eclair. It's a French pastry filled with a cranberry-flavored filling.
Ooh, that's good.
And topped with some chocolate fudge, which who doesn't like that? So they're new this year. They're lovely. They're light. They're flavorful.
Oh, that's good.
So
Greg's already eaten 3. He's giving me the plate. You had enough.
That is delicious.
It's fantastic.
That is so good.
Yeah.
And again, you get a little tartness through the cranberry. So it's so interesting. Just you have to really be innovative to come up with different ideas and try and keep things new. That's part of the beauty of the fair. And this works.
Yes.
This is so good.
Yeah. The beauty of the cranberry is it's very versatile. From sweet to savory, it has a lot of options. So
Tell us about the industry in our state. How big is it?
it's huge. Actually, Wisconsin, the state fruit is the cranberry. So many people don't think about that, but it is a fact. There are about 250 marshes or growers in the state, so that's quite large at scale. It contributes about $300 million to the state's economy, supporting about 7,200 jobs throughout the state as well. So it's no small feat. That's for sure.
And you live in Warrens, Wisconsin. So anybody who makes the drive from the Milwaukee area up toward Minneapolis, you might pass through Warrens when you get a little north of the Dells.
Yes.
So Warrens is not a huge area.
No.
But it's a huge industry for cranberries. So kind of put that in perspective, where Warrens is on the U.S. map in terms of cranberry production.
Well, Warrens is one of the largest counties in Wisconsin that certainly produces the cranberries. So from Warrens over to Wisconsin Rapids is the largest growing region in Wisconsin. And then we have another section in the top part of the state, Manitowish Waters, Minocqua area. And the reason that is because the landscape adapts to cranberries so well and contributes to growing them as we like. So lots of water, lots of sand, acidic soil, very flat land as well.
When I see the marshes and I see the floating cranberries and I see the beauty of that part of our state, I want to come up and help. Can Matzik and I come up? Could we come up
and
do a segment, get out there?
Yes, we're all accepting applications.
I would love to do that. How fun would that be? What time of year is the harvest?
We begin harvest about mid to end of September.
Ooh, all
but
right.
the month of October really is go time. So if you're driving through the central part of Wisconsin, During the first couple weeks of October, you are going to see either trailers full of cranberries, beds floating with beautiful red berries. Something's going on.
Is there a cranberry stump? You can make wine?
So we do the last full weekend in September is the Warren's Cranberry Festival. It's celebrating its 50th year this year. Our marsh actually hosts a photo op where you can get into some hip boots, get in some real berries, have a photo op, and pretend like you're harvesting. So that's been a favorite.
What's your favorite way to enjoy cranberries?
That's very tough. I love to bake with them, and I bake year-round. So I make a cranberry cake with a hot butter sauce that's our family's favorite, and yeah, I would say that.
So how do you feel as a cranberry grower when I say that at Thanksgiving I much prefer the sliced cranberry coming out of the can versus the really beautiful relishy kind of cranberry dish?
I say I'm all for that. So here's the deal. My husband would not like me to say this, but I still do love the jellied cranberry sauce out of a can. I also make cranberry sauce for him and other members of our family, but we also love the cranberry relish too.
It's so good on a sandwich.
It is so good. So we have a lot of cranberry dishes on our table.
Your husband's standing over our shoulder, and I'm trying to see the look on his face. He's hiding behind very intimidating sunglasses.
Turkey's an afterthought at Thanksgiving for you, right?
Well, it's a really important part, but yeah, we love our cranberries.
Jenna Van Wyken, cranberry growing family and on the Cranberry Growers Association board. Such a very important part of our economy here in the state of Wisconsin. This has been so much fun. Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us have you, I should say, Jenna.
Thank you. Been a pleasure.
It is 4:43 at WTMJ.
Well, what do you need to do around the house? How will you beautify its exterior? You may want to call Siding Unlimited. They're not only idea people, they are the best craftsmen that you're going to find. Siding Unlimited, the best in the business for siding, windows, roofs, and decks. All right there. There's more, too. Just stop it at their showroom, see what I'm talking about. It's in Brookfield, 665 Larry Court. It's a family-owned business. Sons of the former owner, Eric and Aaron Brown, run the place. In fact, they even show up on job sites here and there. Done a number of projects for me over the years, and they are recognized as a Platinum Elite Contractor of the Year by Pella Windows. That's right. That's a national award for Siding Unlimited. Siding, windows, roofs, decks, and all else that'll beautify your home's exterior. Find them online at sidingunlimited.com.
When severe weather strikes, you can count on WTMJ's Fleet Farm severe weather coverage to keep you safe and informed.
Tornado warnings in effect for Jefferson and Walworth counties.
I'm on Highway 11 now. For the last 5 minutes or so, it's been just an immense lightning storm.
If you're in Delavan, go to a place of shelter now.
Severe weather coverage on WTMJ. Sponsored by Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Stevie Nicks. One special night, August 8th, live at Fiserv Forum. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Stevie Nicks. Presented by FPC Live.
When a new baby is added to the mix, saving money becomes a real priority. Shopping at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores can help. With an abundance of baby clothing and toys, all thrift store priced at pennies on the dollar. You'll spend a little to get a lot. Find great deals on gently used baby clothes and toys at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic sponsored by Wettiger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz. Wettiger Compressor salutes business owners who put the I can in American while treating their customers right.
All of the boys at Wettiger Compressor.
Well, things still slowing down. I'm not seeing any indication that the vice president is on the move, but once she does start moving, things are going to start to shut down like rolling closures. Think of it that way. Right now, we are seeing delays southbound 43 coming in from Silver Spring all the way down in through the Marquette interchange and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94 filling in nicely from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slowing down from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange. And still heavy ride on southbound 894, basically from Greenfield Avenue all the way down and around the Hale past Forest Home. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair. John Mercure with you. Greg Matchik is here as well. You heard Debbie's got your roads. We need Debbie this afternoon because it's been a real mess out there. It is anything but a mess here at the Wisconsin State Fair. A gorgeous, sun-splashed afternoon. Come on by. It's going to be a fantastic night down here. Want to get you the very latest on President Donald Trump. He has pled not guilty in court today. ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes is with us. This is really perfunctory, wasn't it, Royal? What happened today in court?
Yeah, it was dramatic and yet no big surprises. And, of course, we've seen this drill before. It's the third indictment. So Donald Trump did personally appear in court in Washington, D.C., in federal court, before a magistrate judge, not the judge who will actually preside over the rest of the case, but a magistrate judge who handles more procedural, less substantive things. So he entered his not guilty plea, of course. They did not take a mugshot. They did fingerprint him. No handcuffs, of course. No release conditions. You know, sometimes people accused of felonies, they can't travel. They have to hand over their passport. He can go to the North Pole and visit Santa Claus if he wants, as long as Santa Claus is not a witness, because the magistrate did say you may not communicate with people who are witnesses in the case. And that probably includes the co-conspirators, the unindicted co-conspirators like Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman, the constitutional law professor. So it is clear that Trump's side is going to try to move to change venue. They're very concerned about the fact that Washington, D.C. voted 92% to 5% for Biden over Trump, and they want to move it to West Virginia or Virginia. I wouldn't bet on that because judges are pretty allergic to moving cases. So that's essentially what happened. August 28th is the next hearing, at which point the regular judge will presumably preside and set a trial date. We know that Trump wants to put the trial way off past the November 2024 election, and the prosecution wants it to happen as soon as possible.
What is the threshold for changing venue? You hit on the fact that they can't on a whim say, well, we don't really like these circumstances and change it. What will a judge consider? What are valid reasons? How will that decision take place?
Yeah, the key is there a threat to a fair trial? Maybe there's overwhelming publicity in a particular community. Maybe the events impacted the community so dramatically that it's going to be almost impossible to get 12 people who would be unbiased. The difficulty is, and we've seen this in so many high-profile cases from O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson, and Harvey Weinstein, et cetera, the defense usually tries to move it to a more favorable jurisdiction, and it almost never works. Judges don't like to move the cases. The judge would stay with the case, and the judge would then have to basically move for the duration of the trial. And essentially what the judge will say is, look, we work very hard here at trial to make sure that the 12 who are picked are unbiased. You get a free strike. Each side can say strike 8 jurors if you think they're biased. And if somebody is shown during the questioning period that they don't have an open mind, fine, we'll get rid of them. But just because a community voted a certain way in a certain election is not a reason to move the case.
Royal, a prosecutor on behalf of the government before the trial ended said, quote, this case would benefit from normal order, including a speedy trial. But Trump's lawyer pushed back on that, so it would give them time to weigh the, quote, scope and extent of the Justice Department's evidence. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, the magistrate said that in the next 2 or 3 days, she wants to see the Trump side submit evidence to the court in the form of a brief and a list of exhibits and witnesses, and just how voluminous will the evidence and how big will the case be. The idea being the bigger it is, the more Trump has a solid case for putting the decision or the trial off. Now, of course, tactically, if Trump gets it put off to, say, 2025, which is not an unheard of delay in big complex cases, and he's got a lot of other stuff on his plate next year. If he gets it put off, theoretically, if he's elected president again, he could pardon himself. We don't know the Supreme Court would put up with that, but they probably would. In addition, his new attorney general could dismiss the case. Predictably, the prosecution sees things much differently. As you say, they told the magistrate, hey, let's follow the speedy trial law dictates, and let's have it soon. We know that the Stormy Daniels trial in New York is going in March. We know that the Mar-a-Lago documents case is going in May. So probably the judge in this case, who is no fan of Donald Trump, she will probably set it in the summer. And the reason I say that is because we have experience with her hearing other cases involving Donald Trump. She said he's not a king and he's no longer president, and rejecting an executive privilege argument. She also made a point, this judge, of reacting to some rioters who she was sentencing. She sentenced 38 rioters, some to 5 years in prison, regarding the January 6 events. And some of them have said, hey, what about the big guys that encouraged us to do this? And she said from the bench, that's exactly right. That's a good point. Nobody has been charged who was really responsible for the events of January 6th. So she's kind of telegraphed her punch. This is not the best judge to have been picked for Donald Trump's trial. She was chosen at random. There are 13 eligible judges in D.C., 9 appointed by Obama, 4 by Trump. Trump just happened to pull one of them appointed by Obama.
And that's interesting, Royal, because if he's convicted, the judge will be the one that decides the sentence.
That's true, and not only that, but all sorts of significant motions. For example, we now know, having looked at this indictment for a couple of days, that a couple of the statutes that Special Counsel Jack Smith is relying on, they don't really seem to be tailor-made for Trump's kind of situation. The obstruction statute really relates to destroying documents. The defrauding the United States statute really relates to stealing money from the government. That stuff didn't happen here. Now, some judges have interpreted these statutes broadly, so maybe the government's position will be upheld. But it wouldn't be a shock if, after this current trial judge rules against Donald Trump on those issues, if Trump goes up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and if they agree to take the case, they could knock out a big chunk of Jack Smith's case.
Does a conviction prohibit someone from running for president?
No, if you have a conviction under a few statutes or constitutional clauses, including involving insurrection or espionage, that theoretically could bar you for life from holding federal office. But these charges against Donald Trump would not prevent it, even if he were convicted. And of course, the example everybody likes to point out is that back in 1920, socialist Eugene Debs was sitting in a prison cell having violated the Espionage Act, and he ran for president, and he won hundreds of thousands of votes. And of course, he didn't win, but the point is he was allowed to run. And as a practical matter, of course, if Donald Trump is convicted and incarcerated, his support is going to disappear, and Ron DeSantis is finally going to get some airtime. But theoretically, no, a charge and a conviction involving Trump's situation in Washington would not prevent him from running for president or serving as president.
Yeah, toward the end of the month, Royal, obviously it's going to be a very busy time here in Wisconsin, Milwaukee specifically, with the debate on the 23rd. Still not sure if Trump will be there. The next hearing in the case will be August 28th. We know Trump doesn't need to be there, but what happens between now and then, between where we are at the beginning of August and the end?
What happens next is the strategizing by the lawyers. The Trump team will do their best to present the case for this being so complex. The trial should be put way off. In addition, Trump will begin to file motions on those issues I was mentioning, for example, about whether the statutes apply. And although sometimes parties are told by the courts, you can't go up the appellate ladder yet. You have to wait until you lose if you're convicted. On other occasions, the courts will say, you know what, this is a very significant issue. It's a technical legal issue. It's not a jury question. And so, yes, we will entertain Donald Trump's early appeal, called an interlocutory appeal, before the jury trial, because if he's got a point, we don't want to waste the time and money to have an actual jury trial only to have the whole thing tossed out.
ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes. Great perspective, Royal. Thank you so much for being with us.
You bet. Thanks.
It is 4:56 at WTMJ. John Mercure here for Dave Drake Camp Heating. It's hot today, and it's going to get hot. You want to make sure that air conditioner continues to work how you want it to work. That's where Dave Drake Camp Heating comes in. They can get you on the schedule. They can get out there. They can make sure if you've got routine maintenance or still need that checkup that they can take care of it for you. It's also kind of the time of year where, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but you start to think about your heater and your furnace and how that's all going to work out, because you don't want to get to December when it's getting cold and realize that your furnace has an issue. There are inventory levels that are back to normal. There are incentives. There are all sorts of good reasons now to think about whether your furnace is going to work in the future, whether your air conditioner is working right now. Dave Drakamp is the leader in the marketplace. They are a premier Lennox dealer. Dave Drakamp Heating will take care of you, whether it's to schedule your free estimate for a new system or do that routine maintenance visit. Working to make your comfort their family's tradition, Dave Drakamp Heating has been servicing Southeast Wisconsin for more than 40 years. They've come to my house for more than a dozen years. It's Dave Drakamp Heating.
Food and beverage vendors Knockbox, Toro Tacos and Bowls, and On Rye open at the Associated Bank River Center in downtown Milwaukee. A fourth concept called Vault Bar is expected to open later this month. EQT Exeter acquires 6 properties in southeast Wisconsin totaling 460,000 square feet. 5 of the buildings are in the Lakeview Corporate Park in Pleasant Prairie, and 1 is at the Grandview Business Park in Sturtevant. And Hibbett plans to open a sporting goods store on Milwaukee's south side. The location is expected to open this year before the holidays. I'm Sari Lesk with Milwaukee BusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and an unmatched standard for excellence. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at Mason Street Grill and Cafe at the Pfister. Pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Life is just getting started at Three Pillars, Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community. Located on 300 beautiful Lake Country acres, Three Pillars is taking reservations for new high-end active adult residences. With 4 styles to choose from and amenities like a supper club, fitness center, spa, pub, dog park, trails, and gardens galore. The choice is easy as you start your next adventure. Learn more at threepillars.org.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned. Doubled. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showings, the months it takes. But there's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will buy your home today completely as is. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The Wisconsin State Fair is here. Whether you're there for the pig races, giant slide, or food on a stick, stop by the Bank 5-9 studios on the grounds of the State Fair as we broadcast live. This is your Wisconsin State Fair headquarters. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, the former president's in court, the vice president's in town.
I'm Greg Matzig. Hey, good news for Badger fans looking for a drink.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we've got some delays. Southbound 43 pretty much stretching all the way down from Silver Spring through the Marquette interchange onto 4394. Southbound does not really let up till you get past Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94 slow out of the Marquette through the Stadium interchange once you get past Mitchell Boulevard, it's okay until you get to Highway 100. Then it starts to slow down again through Waukesha County. On eastbound 94, backups basically from the Highway 16 area all the way through Gerke's Corners and then back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way into the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy, a low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and more comfortable than today. A great day tomorrow, a high of 80 degrees. It's currently 92. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former President Trump pleading not guilty today to 4 federal charges of trying to overturn the 2020 election. ABC's Catherine Falders was inside the Washington courtroom watching the former president's actions.
He had his hands crossed. He looked over at prosecutors at the table, looked at Jack Smith a few times there, but he did engage quite a bit with his lawyers. Now, the interesting thing to me with the engaging with the lawyers was they did hire this new lawyer, John Lauro, who is said to be leading the January 6th effort here. He didn't engage with him much. Trump didn't. He engaged with his other lawyer, Todd Blanche, most of the time. Of course, you couldn't hear what they were saying. It seemed animated at times. He laughed at times. I think it's important to point out that Trump himself entered the plea of not guilty.
This is the 3rd indictment so far this year for the former president.
Well, some locals are feeling the effects of federal spending.
Vice President Kamala Harris was promoting federal infrastructure in Kenosha today. She says the goal is beyond just roads and bridges.
To rebuild American manufacturing, to replace every lead pipe, to connect every home to high-speed internet.
And some local Wisconsin officials are on board. Racine Transit Mobility Director Trevor Young says critics should appreciate the pros over the cons.
Go up to folks who now have good-paying, family-supporting jobs in manufacturing. Go up to folks who are benefiting from infrastructure that's being repaired across the state.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin State Fair is off and running.
As the 172nd Wisconsin State Fair kicks off, all the key state figures taking time to recognize the importance of the event, including Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers.
172 years, this celebration has served as a showcase for Wisconsin's proud agricultural tradition and as a reflection of the many industries and professions and pastimes that make Wisconsin what it is today.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And day one of the fair bringing all sorts of different sights and sounds.
Day one of the Wisconsin State Fair bringing in people from far and wide.
Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm from Greenville, Wisconsin.
We're from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm from Port Washington, Wisconsin.
I'm from Lakeville, Illinois.
And it's a wide variety of things people are excited for.
My favorite is the Expo Center.
The Pharaoh, the big boat.
I mean the cream puff, I already had one.
The Sky Glider with my kids. We're about to do that now. They love doing it every year.
Most excited for the cows.
At the Wisconsin State Fair, Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
UW-Madison bringing beer back to Badger basketball. The university will now serve beer, wine, and prepackaged alcoholic beverages at the Kohl Center and LeBon Arena. These will also be offered at concerts and hockey games starting this fall.
Grab a cold one tonight. Brewers take on the Pirates. Coverage gets underway at 5:40 on WTMJ. Brian Anderson, infielder, outfielder, is back. Brandon Woodruff scheduled to pitch on Sunday.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
I'm coming.
Hi, Mark Tauscher.
Boy, you just never know when or where you're going to pop up. This time, it's my house.
Can I come in?
You're already standing in my living room.
Ah, Tausch, you have mosquitoes in here.
Oh, yeah. It's like an insect zoo right now at my house. Heads up, here comes that wasp again. Incoming.
Shoo! You need Pella's 250 series of windows with exclusive hidden screens. They fit inside the actual window and protect you from nature.
Okay, now that's just brilliant. Yes, please. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to the rescue.
You got anything to drink around here?
Yeah, just go right ahead and make yourself at home, I guess.
Ooh, root beer.
Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, bundle and save. Get a 250 series patio door and 8 double-hung windows with hidden screens for as low as $188 per month. Visit PellaWI.com today. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 8/31/23.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies and Pat McCurdy, Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
What's that sound? That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular, built for business, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzek.
With a record of 58-51, the Brewers are in striking position to be a playoff team following the season. Currently just a half game back of the East leading Reds at 59-51. But if the Brewers don't make the postseason, they'll look back in series against the Oakland A's, Washington Nationals, and Colorado Rockies as to one of the chief reasons why. The Rockies are dead last in their division, 42-66. Same with the Washington Nationals, who just beat the Brewers 2 out of 3 games in the nation's capital. 46-63 are the Nationals. Remember when the A's swept the Brewers in Milwaukee? The A's are nearly 40 games below 500 at 30-79. If a team is to win the division, they must win within the division, and no team in the Central does it better than the Brewers, who also have a winning record at home and on the road, but for some reason are combined 1-8 against 3 of the worst teams in all of baseball. They can hang with the best of the best. For some reason, they lower their level of play against the worst of the worst.
Extra Points is sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
I'm Randy Miller.
No, you're not. I'm Randy Miller, owner of All Right Home and Remodeling.
I'm DJ.
Someday you might be the owner of All Right.
Like you and Daddy?
You'll have to learn that our family business is about more than just our family.
Do it right, call All Right.
Yes, but doing things right also means giving back.
When you want it all right, you call All Right. All Right, so many miles away.
At QC Kinetics, we have story after story of patients freed from agonizing pain through amazing regenerative treatments. But this one, well, it's special.
My father, who is 70 years old, had both of his knees worn out. He went to an orthopedic surgeon who said, you need both of your knees operated on. We can book you for next week.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, medical director for QC Kinetics.
Had him come to QC Kinetics. We treated both of his knees using our protocols with regenerative medicine. Within a few months, he was back to walking. A few months later, he was at the gym exercising 3 times a week. He can keep up with our 3.5-year-old little girl.
No surgery, no complicated rehab or downtime.
It's completely life-changing for him.
You have options too. Before they whisk you away to surgery, slow down. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
We are super excited to be joined by the CEO of the Wisconsin State Fair. She is Sherry Black, and she's with us live in the studio. Sherry, how are you?
I am great. How are you guys?
You have not hit a wall yet.
Yeah, you look
great.
awake and perky
smiling
and ready to go.
Oh, I have Permagrin on right now. Thank you.
How has today started out?
It has been fantastic. I can't believe it's after 5 o'clock already. It has gone so quick.
It looks great out there. The grounds, I'm impressed every time I come in. And all the flowers and live plants and the landscaping, and this place looks like picture perfect in here.
Our team here is so amazing. Everybody works so well together. Jill Albanese, she gets all the props for doing the flowers. She has such an amazing crew that puts that all together.
It's a familiar footprint too, Sherry. Which if you like the Italian sausage, you know where to find the Italian sausage and so on. But you always try and add something new to the grounds. How do you decide what is needed and where to put it?
So we actually have a project team that we meet bi-weekly, and we take a look at what things are aging. We have our own engineer, and he'll kind of put a list together for us, and then we really prioritize. And this year we brought in Cirque at the Fair, which expanded our footprint to the south so that we could accommodate that event. So just always looking for something new and different. And like this year, you can see we really kind of want to spruce up Central Park because it's such a great area that people can just kind of relax. And with the foundation, the Wisconsin State Fair Park Foundation paid for the water feature that we now have.
That fountain is beautiful
cool.
over your
Isn't it?
shoulder. It's just beautiful.
Yes.
Someone told me there's a new statue out here somewhere. Is there a Lincoln statue?
So,
is there a...
as part of that water feature, on the east side of it is the Abraham Lincoln Monument that we
cool.
have.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, he was here in 1896 and gave a speech.
Wow, that's super cool. Sherry Black is with us in the studio. Do you have a favorite part of the fair? You have farming in your background. It's kind of in your DNA. Are there things here that are super special to you?
Yeah, so Egg Village, of course. I have so many great memories in the dairy barn. I showed dairy heifers, started when I was 13 and showed until I was 18 and really had a lot of fun doing that.
Now that you're the boss, do you still have time to enjoy that, to go to the birthing barn, to go to the dairy barn, to kind of take that in?
Oh, yes, definitely. I am all over the place.
I made a pass through the expo center today, just to get out of the heat for a minute as I was walking around. That is a good thing to know, by the way. There's tons of air-conditioned space at the fair if it is a little warm out. I am always constantly blown away at the variety of infomercial-type products that I see there and stuff that works. And I just, people always tell me, too, they love coming to this fair. I was talking to a guy who was doing some kind of shoe cleaning kit. And it's like, it's our 10th year here. They're from Los Angeles, but they love coming to the fair in Wisconsin. It gets them out of their heat and kind of gloominess in Los Angeles. And they say the people are so different here. They're so much better and higher quality people.
You know, it's that Wisconsin Midwest nice. I think that everybody here is just so nice and everybody's happy. I mean, we spend how many months indoors because of the weather? And I know it's a little warm today, but we don't get many days like this. So it's better to be outside.
It's wonderful out. I love it.
Give me a couple of your favorite fair foods.
Pork burger.
Yeah, from the stand right by the Wisconsin Product Pavilion?
Yes, grilled cheese.
Oh, that's in the pavilion.
In the product, as well as baked potato. And I just had the Boom Boom Shrimp from Tropics, and it's phenomenal. I'm sorry, Boom Boom Shrimp tacos. Phenomenal.
I love the cattleman's stand right there with the ribeye sandwich and the burger, which is better than any other burger. That Products Pavilion is so special because it highlights like what your family was involved in, things that are here in Wisconsin.
Yep.
It's a special place, isn't it?
Yes, and you get a lot of value for your money, too.
Sherry Black is the CEO of the Wisconsin State Fair.
In terms of entertainment, Sherry, what's going on tonight? What can people expect to see throughout the weekend?
Tonight we have Alabama. So if you're not familiar with country, that's a legendary country band. I saw Alabama was my first concert here at State Fair when I was like 16. So I'm very excited that they're here. We have Lindsey Sterling. I'm trying to think of everybody for King and Country. Jeff Dunham.
Journey Unauthorized, I think, is here tonight,
Correct.
right?
Yep. Here Come the Mummies. I mean, we have covered as much genres as we possibly can, so I'm really excited about that.
I drive past this place on the way home, and I found myself the last couple of weeks thinking, we're all kind of saying, oh, State Fair's coming up, it's almost here, and you guys must have been going nuts in here with the last coats of paint and sharpening up the landscaping and making sure everything was ready to go. It's almost like you're asleep behind the gates and none of us know what's happening. And boom, now we walk in here today and we know what you've been doing.
It's amazing, even just like how quickly everything. I mean, we build a small village or maybe even a city. It's just, one day I was busy. I had meetings internally, and then I came outside and I'm like, oh my gosh, like all these people moved in and I didn't even know it.
How many employees are there?
So we have about 100 full-time year-round employees, and then we swell to about 1,200 during the fair.
That's amazing. You do a fantastic job. It's one of the gems in our state. Sherry Black is the CEO of the Wisconsin State Fair. Have a great run. Thanks for being with us, Sherry.
Thank you for having me.
It is 5:15 at WTMJ.
Last time the Pirates were in Milwaukee, they were searching for gold, but those landlubbers left empty-handed.
This one is over. Wow, what a finish for the
Now they're back to be plundered once again. It's the Brewers and the Pirates. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:40. Presented by American Family Insurance. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, radon is in your home, and I'm telling you, Lifetime Radon Solutions can get it out. Greg Matzik here. The folks at Lifetime Radon helped mitigate the radon levels in our Menominee Falls home. They were way too high. Lifetime Radon came out, they did a test, and we saw what others in our subdivision saw. High radon levels. And we also learned that radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. So if you have high radon levels in your home, Lifetime Radon Solutions can get it out with a mitigation system. They installed ours in just a few hours. As a matter of fact, it looks great, very clean, and they did an incredible job with the installation. Give them a call. They'll do a free test at your house. That's right, a free test with no strings attached. And if you need a mitigation system, they start as low as $9.95. Take care of yourself and your family. Give a call to Lifetime Radon Solutions today and visit lifetimeradon.com.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickard. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Acunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Acunet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by Trees on the Move. From planning to planting, it's Trees on the Move. We all look forward to outdoor living in Wisconsin. From planning to planting and everything in between, now is the perfect time to let Trees on the Move beautify your landscape.
Well, things along southbound 43, no rest for the weary, slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down through the Capitol Drive area, all the way down through the Marquette, actually. We're not really seeing any kind of relief until you get past the KK River. Westbound on 94, hitting the brakes from about 35th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Looks like on the eastbound side, we've got a crash at Highway 175, or right in the Stadium interchange on the right shoulder. Basically, it's in the Gore from the northbound to eastbound ramp. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be heading through there. It's definitely going to be slowing you down. Southbound 41, really heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Mayfair Road. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Right now, it is still warm, sunny, and 92 degrees. People fanning themselves outside the mobile studio. It's hot, isn't it? I get it, man. We've got a Vizzy in there. Vizzy, beer. Those are pretty good. This girl needs a drink, it says on her koozie. That's fantastic. Kamala Harris, the vice president, is in town today. As a matter of fact, right about now, in just a couple of minutes, she is scheduled to get out of here. She's going to get on her plane and hit the road. Back to D.C. See you later. Charles Benson, chief political reporter at TMJ4 News and anchor, had the chance to talk to the vice president today, and Charles is with us. Good afternoon, Charles.
Good afternoon.
What was the visit like? Did you catch up with her in Kenosha? What was she doing down there?
Yeah, so the big event here is this billion-dollar investment in broadband under President Biden. The state of Wisconsin is going to get $1 billion, and they're going to try to change the internet landscape, try to make it more accessible to those who have had a hard time just getting internet or have very slow internet, and then trying to make it more affordable to those who are struggling with some of the costs that are going with it. So it's $1 billion. I mean, think about that. But, about 1 out of 5 homes in Wisconsin don't have really good internet service. So they're really going to try to change that. And they're at this place, Sanmina in Pleasant Prairie, which works in that area. So it was sort of a big speech around this effort to get more money into broadband throughout the state of Wisconsin.
And Charles, now it's back to Milwaukee. What is planned?
The plan was in Milwaukee that was the fundraising part. So she did a couple fundraisers there. There's this little thing coming up in 2024 called the election. So it was a dual visit here about the situation of, one on the official side with the broadband investment, and then the other side on the campaign side for fundraising here in Wisconsin.
So what jumped out at you, Charles, about the brief conversation you had with the vice president?
So the other big story that's happening locally is around Travis King. He is the American soldier from the Racine area that is somewhere in North Korea. And in the last 24 to 48 hours, the family has been pleading with the vice president and the White House. They want to meet with them to talk about what's going on. What do they know? What can they do to help get King out of North Korea? Now, it's a complicated situation because the story goes is that, he's the guy that sprinted across the demilitarized zone. He's inside North Korea. We don't have diplomatic ties with North Korea, so it's created this diplomatic dilemma. But I was able to ask the vice president about, would she plan to talk to them, meet with them, reach out? What is the White House doing? And she, didn't make any commitment on meeting with the family, but made this commitment that she said that the White House, the State Department, the military, are doing what they can to try to bring him home. So it's a really delicate situation, complicated on a number of fronts, but you can only imagine what the family is going through right now, wanting answers, wanting to know what's going to happen. So that was another big part of the interview.
TMJ4's Charles Benson. Catch his stuff tonight, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock over there on TMJ4. Great work as always, Charles. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
We continue to broadcast live from the Wisconsin State Fair. The Sporky winners are out. And do we have one of them here, Greg? Is this one of the winners?
I think we have the winner. So this is winner. So this is the lava cake. So this is a Milwaukee pretzel it looks like a pretzel roll, but it's got beer cheese dip, for lack of a better term, on the inside of it. So it's a lava cake. So it's going to spill out like lava.
It's got a spicy glaze on top.
And a little spicy glaze. But the key, I think, is you get a really good pretzel bun from the Milwaukee Pretzel Company.
That's good. It's very Wisconsin.
So this was a Sporky winner. So the Sporkies represent all the different new food items at the fair, and there's judging, and that happened a couple of days ago. Our guy Adam Pollock was part of the judging panel. So was Melanie Ricks from 101.7 The Truth, our friend Steve Novak. So they, among others, voted this lava cake as
really good,
the best of the bunch.
It's actually sneaky good. The more I eat it, the more flavor it has. It kind of a little bit of hotness that sneaks up on you. And the bun is just fantastic. That nice little pretzel-y bun.
It's a beer cheese Wisconsin lava cake.
I'm going to gain 100 pounds by the time this thing's done.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I got to get out here early, I think, and jog a couple laps around the grounds.
On a day like today, jog yourself right out of here. You'll sweat it up before you even get to your car.
Have you tried it yet?
Well, no. I'm trying to help with the segment because the beer cheese and the pretzel is going to get stuck in your mouth and